Well, hello there folks, good evening and welcome back to the Masters Championship. Tonight it is the Performance League, as it says in the title of the video, the stream. And yeah, we have 13 drivers, a couple of new ones in here tonight, as in like TMC Wesker and Scuba. They have both decided that they want to challenge the Performance League, and you will see what cars are in due the whole course of the race. And yeah, I am not racing tonight because there's nobody else to do a stream on Tuesday, so I just says I may as well, you know, stream it and make everybody want to watch something. But at the minute there has been a couple of changes to the cars. Few people have been changed around. Matt is also taking pole as well at the minute, so he's on the McLaren along with Scuba. So it's going to be an interesting one to see who is actually going to come out on top. Matt in the McLaren, very quick driver, so he should have a chance around here. But you know, Bert's also moved to Force India, Yarham as well. Wesker's come in. He was supposed to be, I don't know what car to throw in Wesker yet, but because there was only 12 here, I decided to bring Wesker in and he can go into the Haas. So he's in the Haas with Yarham tonight. Darn as well. I think he's leading the championship. I haven't done the stands. I do apologise for being late on them, but Darn is leading the championship anyway. I know that for a fact. And he's in the Sauber, doing very well to be fair. But just looking here at some of the tyre compounds, second, third, and fourth have all went for the Ultra Sauce. And so has Joe down in 12th, but everybody else is on the hypers. So these hypersoft guys, like as it is around Russia, you know, Russia's pretty easy track, one stop without a shadow of a doubt. But the tyre deficit towards the end of the race on the faster tyre compared to the Ultras is a wee bit big. So I expect the guys on the hypers to struggle towards the end when the, you know, sorry, the guys that are on the Ultras at the end will struggle towards the guys on the hypers at the end, as I meant to say. I've confused them words there because I'm trying to have my dinner here at the same time. But yeah, we are coming on now to the formation lap, and we will see if Dark Bolt actually can overtake Matt. Should be a very interesting one. Some people are happy with the car decision, some people aren't. So we will just have to remain and see, and just see what happens. As I will probably pause my mic because I'm eating food, but just so you know. But we're waiting for the cars to line up now at the end of the grid, and then we will kick it on. So we have 3, 4, hasn't went in the first gear yet, so it's going to be a bit of a delay. It's a bad view. This is a good shot here, and they are away, and Matt looks like he's got a good start, but he is going to be compromised because the slipstream down to turn 2, as it is called, but I call it turn 1, is quite big. Hopefully there's no contact in behind. There isn't. It's all pretty clean, but it looks like Dark Bolt, is he going to go around the outside of Matt? It's going to be an interesting one. Oh, you see Bert up the inside of Dark Bolt. Oh, bit of contact, but oh, Bert's lost the back end a bit. Oh, and he's in the wall. Bert's in the wall. I've seen that. Lost the back end, came across and couldn't do anything about it, and that's unfortunate for Bert. As you see, Scuba, oh, and Itzrak, that is a dive bomb and a half from Itzrak. Jesus Christ of Almighty, that is a dive bomb and a half. Itzrak will, that's a naughty one from Itzrak, and Yarham has no wing down at the back. Joe's taking it very careful. Who's that as well? That's wide, that is Darren Sinclair. Darren does believe a bit of wing damage, as Itzrak did cause it, so Yarham is out of the session at the minute. So we've lost 2 retirements in the space of the first couple of corners, which is not what we want to see. As you see, Itzrak as well, wing damage. Don't know what the hell he was doing there, but it was just absolutely idiotic. Oh, and you see Joe and Race Driver going side by side. Race Driver should have the initial speed, but Joe is giving him a bit of a battle as they go side by side. Oh, Race Driver actually gets a 5-second stop go for gaining that position. Jeez, that's maybe why he was so close up to Joe. But Wesker's well in the Haas, passes Damien here in the Haas, and then Scuba's just closely in behind, followed by Darren Sinclair. But at the minute, Dark Bolt has lost out to Cloudy Balloons, so Cloudy as well on in the Red Bull is doing very well, and Matt leads the first lap with a 35.6 in the McLaren on the Hypersoft, with Cloudy Balloons in behind on the Ultras. So it's going to be an interesting one, as Ripper Rick and Itzrak both are in the pits, and both are teammates. So looks like Ripper Rick is getting held up in the pits here. But we're right on board now with Wesker. Wesker, good at playing with the throttle, and Scuba's just in behind as well. Very, very good start from Scuba. Where did he start? I believe he started, if I can get my tyre things up, he started P10 up into P6, so he's done very well at the start of this stint, but he is on the Hypersoft tyres, so that does explain it. And ahead of him, well, to be fair, Darkbolt and Cloud Bloons are now all over the back of Matt, so Matt's going to struggle here. But I think it's very important for Matt maybe to pit a bit earlier, as Ripper Rick has decided to go for the softs, which is a bit bizarre because I do think that you can get the alters perfectly to the end anyway. So that's a bit of a strange call, but it's going to be very important now for Matt to see when he actually does pit. If I was Matt, I'd be looking to pit around about lap 4, just to get off the tires, get on the alters and try and get as much performance as he can out of them. But you know, we'll see. Matt, he's in a position so he knows what he probably will do, as Scuba is in behind. As the DRS is enabled, Cloud Bloons sets the fast lap race. Wesker runs wide. Scuba's now got a fantastic run. He's got mode 4 in the ERS, so is Wesker, but Scuba with the DRS and slipstream. This should be an easy move despite being in a McLaren. Look at the straight line speed he's got. Whoever thought a McLaren would go that fast down the straight? He's just about getting ahead of Wesker. Wesker's going side by side. These two are teammates in Division 2 as well. And Scuba had to cut the corner a wee bit to avoid making contact with Wesker, but he had the inside line, and now Wesker, is he going to try and move down the inside? Oh, he's not. Sits in behind Darren Sinclair as well, who has got a bit of wing damage, to be fair, is still in this fight, so Darren's doing very well at the minute. And Damien now is set of sights on Darkbolt, who is actually quite struggling in the Renault. Quite a bit of a surprise, didn't think he would struggle, but as see Wesker gets the time penalty, there's been a couple of time penalties so far, which round Russia is big. Oh, and its wreck is out of the race. Don't know where he put that out. We'll right on board the Ripper and see where he did that. At the minute means Rip. Oh, was it on the straight? Oh, there it is there. Oh, how's he put the... Oh, he's just supposed to give up. Supposed to say how the hell's he put in the wall there, but you see Darn and Wesker. Wesker in the Haas is actually struggling because Darn on a broken wing is still actually... has managed to actually pull a move on him. And then you have Scuba as well doing fantastic drive at the minute. Damien, look, so Matt now is going to start to cause a massive train here very shortly, which is actually going to help his teammate close up on these guys ahead. As Darn is in the pits, Darn's probably going to go for the Alta Softs and get to the end of the race, so Darn could actually make a few gains here towards the end, depending on how long these guys actually stay out on the hypers. As I do believe Race Driver is also, and he's also sustained wing damage. Here we go now. It's going to be very important now for Matt to try and pull a gap, because Cloudy and Darkbolt are both going to be having a ding-dong battle. Well, hopefully for Matt's sake anyway, which means then that he can pull away, but he mightn't have much life left in the tyres, so it remains to be seen what's actually going to happen here. As Scuba, to be fair, is actually not even closing in too much in this gap. He's just lost 4 tenths in the last lap, so Scuba, has he burned through the tyres? Has he also sustained a bit of wing damage? It actually looks like he has on the front right, so maybe that is why Scuba has not gained time on the guys ahead, which is going to be a bit unfortunate. It was, the first lap was absolutely carnage. I don't know why half the people went for half the moves they did, but apart from that, 5th on downwards is pretty much spread out because a few guys have made a pit stop. But Damien, Darkbolt and Cloudy and Matt are all still very close. I expect Matt and Damien probably to pit this lap or the next if they want to get the optimal out of their strategy. Oh, and Matt spun it! Oh, he's done well. Matt has done very well to save that. How on earth has he saved that on a pad? I'll never know, but that is a sign that Matt needs to come into the pits and change these tyres, and as he does, Damien stays out. But by God, Matt, you were a lucky boy there, as Scuba has to go again. I said Matt's heart was in his mouth there. Jeez, Darkbolt, Cloudy and Damien now in a battle for the lead. So we'll see as pretty much the rest of it is all spread out. So, well, it's all pretty much spread out. I'm going to eat a nice wee bit of my dinner. Right, we're nearly there. We've only a wee bit of pasta to go, so that's good. I'll come back to that afterwards. But yeah, not really much has changed between the top three. All still pretty close, but I expect Damien now, as he's on the Hypersofts, to probably pit this lap. To be fair, he doesn't have any wing damage from, I don't believe anyway. Well, to be fair, my camera angle's not particularly the best, so I don't actually think Damien has any wing damage, and if he doesn't, it's important for him to pit this lap, because if he does, he should get a bit of an undercut, because everybody knows that undercut in this game is absolutely phenomenal. So get a bit of an undercut on the guys ahead, and hopefully he could actually come out in the lead, depending on where Matt actually finishes, to be fair. But we'll see. Does Damien make a pit stop? Yes, he does. He pulls right into the pits, so we'll see what Damien can do now on a fresh set of ultra soft tyres. And then behind, Scuba also does pit. Not sure if Scuba's any wing damage. From the broadcast view, it doesn't look like he has, but... And then Joe Corby as well on the ultra softs. P6. He's probably going to jump up down to P4. Yes, he does. Dark Bolt and Cloudy still having a wee battle here. Dark Bolt, who actually did take my seat in the Renault. Is he going to try and go down the inside? Oh, it'd be a brave move if he does. Ah, he can't make the move stick. He's not close enough. But Matt has jumped Damien and also jumped his teammates, so... To be fair, Damien's not too far behind Matt, and Darn Sinclair's managed to come out just ahead of Scuba, so Scuba might be a bit annoyed at that, but we'll have to wait and see. But yes, some of the gaps are starting to close a wee bit now because of people actually have made their pit stops and coming back out, but the minute Dark Bolt and Cloudy still going strong. Be an interesting question now to see when these two actually pit. If the Hypersoft guys, are pitting lap 4, then surely it'd be optimal for these guys to maybe lap 8, lap 9. Probably lap 8, because lap 8 will get you the most out of the Hypersoft tyres. But we'll see what these two guys do. Does any of them actually make a pit stop now? No, they do not. They both stay out. Damien's not too far behind Matt either. So all these guys now are going to be virtually on the exact same tyre. So it's going to be interesting now to see who actually is the quickest. As Wesker's on 6 lap old Hypersauce, so he's going to have to pit. Cloudy Boons, Dark Bolt. Side by side, Dark Bolt trying to go around the outside. Be a beautiful move if he can do it. Down the inside, and Dark Bolt makes the move on Cloudy Boons. Absolutely fantastic move. But can Cloudy come back on him? Oh, he squeezes him a wee bit. Cloudy up the inside. It's a hard but fair racing. Up the inside, Cloudy makes the move on Dark Bolt. Beautiful move then back from Cloudy. So he did initially lose out to a beautiful move from Dark Bolt, but then Cloudy in the Red Bull, good traction, and breezed right back past Dark Bolt. These two are going to have a ding-dong battle the whole race, but they will come out on the Hypersoft tires towards the end, so they should catch the guys ahead of them very quickly. It all depends how late they actually pit. But Dark Bolt again goes to the move on the outside of Cloudy. Oh, bit of contact, but they keep it. Thank God the game didn't put any desync, put any of them into the wall. But Cloudy's defending very hard, but fair. And Dark Bolt's attacking very hard, but very fair as well. So the three of them are doing a very good job. Is any of them going to pit this lap? I believe Cloudy's going to pit. Oh, and Dark Bolt also pits as well. So the three of them actually have decided, let's pit lap 7. Personally, I would have went maybe a lap longer, but maybe they have seen that the likes of Matt and all are probably closing on them, so they've decided to pit and hopefully get in front. But Damien, all over the back of Matt. But Matt, to be fair, in that McLaren is doing very well. Well, to be fair, not really many people have actually had a chance to get near him yet, so we'll just have to wait and see. But he does round the final corner now, as Wesker and Joe are both first and second. Matt, is he going to come out in front? Cloudy and Dark Bolt both coming out of the pits. Matt's only coming around turn 1 now. Is he going to make the move? I think he has made it. He has, but Damien's making the move on Matt. The McLaren versus the Renault. Oh, the Ferrari, sorry. And Matt manages to defend it. Dar's too far behind, but Dark Bolt has come out ahead of Scuba, so that's a bit unfortunate for Scuba. But I see Damien around the outside of Matt. Is he going to make the move stick? Oh, it's side by side. Beautiful driving, and Matt still in defending it. Absolutely fantastic. Now Matt goes to the inside. He's going to make Damien go around the long way. And oh, Oh, Damien goes for a bit of a switchback. But I know Matt's a very experienced. Oh, desync into the wall! Desync into the wall. Matt's going to be absolutely furious. And Cloudy Blues to say thank you very much. I do believe that was by far Damien's fault. Matt, the room was not there, and Damien decided just to go for it. That's unfortunate for Matt. He done an absolutely fantastic job of trying to defend it. And now Scuba's all behind his teammate. Matt's not really going to hold him up. And that's now Scuba past Matt. That's unfortunate for Matt because he was doing an absolutely fantastic job. But now Damien, I do believe he's wing damage as well. Darn Sinclair right behind him. I hate driving on board. I hate riding on board, so I'm just going to stay with the broadcast because I think it looks a lot nicer. But Wesker and Joe do pit. Darkbolt's right behind Darn Sinclair. So Darn Sinclair can actually still win this race, but I think Cloudy is going to run away with this now. But here we go, Damien, Darn and Darkbolt. Can the Renault engine get past the Ferrari powered Sauber? It can't. So looks like the Sauber Alfa Romeo has actually got a decent bit of speed about it on the straight. But Darkbolt's going to have a lot more front end grip and better tyres. Is he going to make a 2-in-1? It'd be brave if he could. Oh, Darn. Oh, it's side by side racing. Scuba gets a penalty, but he is closing on this battle, so he just wants to stay within it. Oh, and they're side by side, but Darn does give the move up and Damien runs completely wide. I do believe he has a damaged front wing. I don't know why he has not pitted yet. You can clearly see it from the broadcast angle we had there. He's completely destroyed that wing. From taking himself and Matt out of the race. But to be fair, Matt's staying. Afri Frisch has joined, so he will be in for the second race. Darkbolt, good exit. Oh, Damien, but Darn Sinclair's going to get a double toe and Scuba's just in behind as well. Damien's going to stay to the right. Is Darn going to go up the inside of the two of them? He isn't. Oh, but Damien comes across. Darkbolt round the outside. Hypersauce versus a damaged Ferrari, and he makes the move stick. Is Darn going to go down the inside? It'd be very important. Darn and Scuba need to pass this Ferrari right now if they want to stick towards Darkbolt, although Darkbolt on them altars probably will breeze off into the distance. As Cloudy's pulled out a 4-second lead already, which is absolutely crazy. As there's an incident in behind Sector 3. Ripper's still going to the first, so's Timo. So's Joe. Joe's actually catching Wesker. So Joe's going to do very well now in these tires. We also have this battle still going. To be fair, Darkbolt is not pulling away too much. Although Damien's going to be. To be fair, Damien on that damaged wing is actually still doing alright. So, not doing too bad. Matt's going to be pretty pissed. Excuse my language, but he is somewhat happened. Wesker could even catch him. Like, that's how bad it is for Matt. And Joe. But then you see Scuba, his teammate, doing an absolutely fantastic job up here. Now right behind the two guys ahead of him. As Darkbolt now has pulled out the gap. To be fair, he is staying within the same sort of distance as Cloudy Balloon, so it's not too bad. We have now Damien, damaged front wing. Darn Sinclair around the outside now, should be an easy move. Damien struggling to slow the car down, but he manages to do it. Scuba up the inside. He should get the better line into the corner. He does, because I don't believe Damien has the grip to battle him around the outside. Doesn't as Scuba gets past. Beautiful move from Scuba. Now Scuba and Darn Sinclair. These two have raced each other quite a bit as well, so, and they both do respect each other, so I expect a good clean battle between these two. But we'll see now. Oh, as you know, just Damien decides just to take out the pillar in the last corner. But Scuba now in the McLaren DRS, but Damien, look at Damien in behind. He's got the DRS. Oh, and he drove. Oh, he near drove into the back of Scuba. Damien was very lucky to slow that car down. Damien needs to be very careful when he's around some of these drives. Like, he is in the faster car, so he will be able to overtake in different parts of the track. Don't just push your way through. Don't need to do it. Then we'll have still this battle. As Darkbolt, to prefer, if he hadn't been held up too long, he probably could have been closer towards Cloudy Balloons, but guess we'll never know. But Cloudy's not really winning by too much. penalties will decide this race, as I don't believe Darn has a penalty. So if he can stay within roughly about 6 seconds of Cloudy Blooms, which at the minute he isn't, he's outside it by 2 tenths. But if he can stay within 6 tenths, you never know, he might have a chance. Because I think Cloudy Blooms has a penalty. Well, he should have anyway. Dark Bolt, I think Dark Bolt is the penalty. I know Scuba definitely has one, and I know Damien has one as well. But Wesker and Joe and Matt, 3 abreast. Look at this. 3 abreast, and Joe makes the move in the Renault. Beautiful move from Joe Corby up the inside. Wesker and Matt couldn't do anything. Matt definitely can't with that damaged front wing. Wesker's running out of fuel. Joe Corby still got quite a decent bit of fuel left. And Matt just damaged McLaren. Unlucky. Oh, and Wesker's a bit slow. Wesker's a bit slow. Is this going to give Matt the opportunity? I don't know if Wesker's running out of fuel or what the crack is, but he's not doing the best at the minute. Dark Bolt gets the penalty. That's going to spice it up now for Darren Sinclair. Can Darren Sinclair actually pull off a second place here in this race after losing his front wing? I do believe. Finishing up a pass there, I do apologise, but that's it all done now, and we're on to nearly the final lap of the race, as Cloudy Blooms is going to cross the line very shortly to start the final lap. Oh, and lose the back end a bit. To be fair, he is still pushing. Maybe that's a sign that he has a few penalties, that, you know, because Dark Bolt is struggling quite a bit. Because Darren Sinclair has actually caught up to the back of him now. So Dark Bolt's made a massive mistake. I don't know where it was that, but absolutely massive. Here we go now. Final lap. Still don't know what way it's going to finish up. I do believe Cloudy probably will take the win. But as for the final positions, I have no idea what's going to happen. It's going to be a very interesting one. Let me just check and see where everybody is started. So Joe Corby to the first start of 12th, up in the 6th. Beautiful drive. Darren Sinclair as well. Sorry, that's P8. Good drive. Scuba as well. P10. Good drive. Cloudy Blooms doing very well as well. Losing the back end. He's still pushing. And Scuba's dropped back quite a bit now. So I don't think Scuba has enough fuel left in the tank to fight, which is a bit of a shame, but Darren Sinclair is. He's going to have one bite here at Dark Bolt. Is he going to make it? Is he going to dive him? He isn't. Ripper Rex has the fastest lap of the race on the Hypersoft tyres with a 33.5. Damien runs wide. So where's Cloudy Blooms at? Cloudy Blooms is coming now round the final corner. And this Cloudy Blooms going to take the win of the Russian Grand Prix. I believe he is. Beautiful drive from Cloudy. Oh, Wesker gets the penalty. Dark Bolt. What way is this going to finish? Darren's going to take second. What about Scuba? Scuba takes second. No penalties for Scuba. Damien takes fourth. Dark Bolt. Few penalties. Down in 5th. Joe Corby up in the 6th. Wesker 7th. What about Matt? Where's Matt going to finish? Is Matt going to get it? Matt in the P7. Wesker down to P8. And I believe Timo and Ripper are both going to be 9th and 10th. So to be fair, it was a good race, very very close. It was unfortunate what happened between Damien and Matt, because if it hadn't have happened, I felt it would have been a lot closer. Even the first lap would have been a lot closer with the likes of Bert and Yarham there as well. But still a good race, and I'm just going to do it now. You never really usually do this, but my driver of the race is definitely Scuba MUFC, coming from 10th up in the coming from 10th up in the 2nd. Beautiful drive, especially in a McLaren. Only finishes 7.5 seconds behind. Beautiful drive from Scuba, and we'll wait for Ripper to come round to finish the remaining of his lap. We would go and look at the final stands, and then we would take a 5 minute break until the drivers go take a wee toilet break. Maybe if you know if they smoke, take themselves a wee cigarette, something like that. Get a cup of tea, whatever they want. But yeah, all credit to Ripper and race driver as well for actually finishing the race. It was good from the two of them. I do like that. I do like that whenever you get taken out, you still, continue on. A lot of people wouldn't do that. But yeah, here is the final stands. I must actually take a picture of that so I don't forget. We only had 13 drivers, still a good race, but Cloudly Balloons does take the win. Scuba actually did have a penalty, but he did manage to jump because Darn had more. So Scuba finishes second, Darn third, Damien fourth, Darkbolt fifth, Joe sixth, Matt seventh, Wesker eighth, Race Driver ninth, and Ripper Rick in 10th. And then Itzrak, Yarham, and Bert were unfortunately taken out, and Itzrak, I do believe, put the car into the wall, so it was a bit of a shame. But yeah, if them incidents hadn't happened, it would have been a fantastic race. I think a couple of drivers are going to be a wee bit annoyed of what happened, but these things happen. Need to change the track and all too. After Frisch is in, I do believe Cliffy is also coming in, so he's able to do the second race, which is good to see. He is in. Change the track now to Spain, which is this track. This is a tough track, as the F1 cars are testing at the minute in real life, which, some cars are looking well, like that Alfa Romeo is looking very good, Ferrari looking good, Mercedes looking good, Red Bull, people say it's looking, a bit iffy because of the Honda engine, but I still think it's doing relatively alright. So there's no real bad teams at the minute, probably the Williams, but other than that, everybody else seems to be doing okay at the minute, so be interested to see when the actual F1 season comes around what way the results are going to be in Melbourne. But as for Spain itself, don't like this track. Do not like it at all. It is pretty tricky, especially them last two chicanes. Not good. Not good at all. But yeah, just gotta wait now in all 4 minutes until everybody is ready to go. So I will be back in a second. Right, well, that's us back now, ready to go and get it on the way for round number 12 of this Performance League. To be fair, I think, you know, Performance League actually went alright. Like, we'll still usually be getting 13, 14, maybe even 15 drivers every week, which is what I want. I know some people probably can't do it. I'd love to have just do something where everybody turns up every week, but you know what people are like nowadays. Like, people, you know, have lives and they can't particularly do that. So it's a great shame, but you know, hopefully one day. But it'll be interesting now to see who starts on pole around this track. Very tough track as well to overtake. Be like, you know, anybody that's in the McLarens of Scuba and Matt against, say, the likes of Damien and can't even remember who else is in the Ferrari, to be perfectly honest with you. So, oh, it's DJ Williamson, but DJ Williamson isn't here. So Damien, like, Ferrari versus the McLaren engine's gonna be, the Ferrari's gonna be like, bye bye, see you later. So it's gonna be interesting. Like, people say it's hard to overtake around here, as I just said, but don't know, with the performance being realistic, it mightn't actually be too bad. So just have to wait and see. For all you know, we could get oh Jesus Christ, we get a wet race. Oh the Lord living Jesus. It's only intermediate, so which not too bad. Certain people might like this. I know Joe Corby for a fact will definitely like the wet. Scuba, I think Scuba might like the wet too. Matt, meh, not really. You might have Darn. Darn probably wouldn't really care. Wesker wouldn't like it. Dark Bull probably wouldn't like it. So it's going to be an interesting one. Wet setups. Question is it going to dry out towards the end of the race? The way it's looking like at the minute, my prediction is no. So just wait and see. So now that it's in the wet, it's probably going to be even harder to overtake. So, you know, whoever does get pole here probably will have a massive advantage coming into this race. And who is on pole at the minute? It is Damien, and the Ferrari is on pole with Yarham, Joe and Scuba in behind. So it's going to be very interesting there. I want to just check on very quickly. Game volume was a bit too high for my ears, couldn't really hear anything, but it's sorted now. So yeah, let's just take a wee rundown of, don't really need the tyres, do I? But throw it on anyway. So let's take a rundown of the grid then. So Damien is in first, which is going to be tough now because he is on the Ferrari, so he should actually pretty much breeze away from Yarham. But Joe is in third in the Renault. Could be an interesting fight now between Joe and Scuba. And Yarham as well, so it could so it could be a very close battle between these Afris also there as well. So looking forward to this. Ripper Rick in the Mercedes should probably catch up to these as well. Cliffy as well in the Williams. Be interested to see how that Williams handles in the wet. Wesker P8, Darkball P9. It's Wreck in the McLaren as well, the McLaren Mercedes. P10. Cloudy Bloom's 11th race winner of the last race. So we'll see if he has the Max Verstappen look and see if he can drive like Max Verstappen in the wet, because we know Max is very good in the wet. Matt as well, who was unlucky in the last race, is now down at P12. Bert is P13, Darn is P14, and P15 is Race Driver. So let's see how these guys get on. I had to go for a quick prediction. I don't even know how I could go for a quick race prediction. Gonna take a wild stab in the dark. And I'm gonna say Darn Sinclair and P14. Take a wild stab in the dark. I just figured, you know what? Try someone that's really towards the back. Might do a masterclass. You never know. Never know. Cliffy could also win in that Williams. That'd be a good drive as well. But we do have 3. We have 4. I get the telemetry on here very quick, so I know when people are actually going. The lights are on. They are going. They probably have 4, they have 5, and they are away. But looks like Damien gets a shocking start. Joe Kobe, absolutely fantastic start. Tried to go in between the middle. Couldn't do it. Was boxed in. Yarham's going to take the lead at Scuba as well. Look at this. Scuba up in the P4. Is he going to take the lead in the turn 1? He isn't. Oh, it's brave. Oh, Joe's been tapped a bit by Afri, but they all seem to manage to get away pretty well. Oh, and that's it. That's Damien in the wall. Damien's in the wall. Oh, and then we have Yarham and Scuba. Scuba, is he going to overtake Yarham? This will be a close fight between them all. Oh, and off of the track. I do believe it's Rectum. Please don't tell me he hasn't killed anybody, has he? Oh, and he's hit someone. I don't know who it is. I don't actually think he's hit anybody, which is good. Cloudy Balloons up inside a Burt. It's all still pretty close here in the midfield. But up at the front, Scuba's all over the back of Yarham. See, beautiful driving so far. Not really too many instances. It's wrecked, completely off the track. Don't know what the hell happened there. Damien gone wide. Yarham runs a bit wide there through the tricky, I don't know what turn it is, turn 9 or turn 7. It's one of the two. Two of them side by side. They both race in Division 2 to get Scuba, loses the back game. But Yarham still keeps the lead, and then behind it's Afri Frisch, so there's 3 Division 2 boys. Top 3 so far in the Performance League race around Spain, so ooh, maybe that's a bit of a lie because I'm probably hosting on streaming. But Scuba's rocking a nice out helmet as well, so it's looking alright. Cloudy Balloons and Dark Bolt. Oh, and Cloudy, did he push his way through Dark Bolt? There'd be a lot of words in the chat if he did. I don't know, but Matt's now up on the P9. Oh, lost this Dark Bolt now. Cloudy Balloons is going to be overtaken here by Matt. Matt's not going down without a fight. Well, sorry, Cloudy's not going down without a fight. Cloudy's going to try and break late. Matt's going to hang him out to dry. And Cloudy's going to have to go across the track. Be very careful while he's rejoining. He's probably going to have to give back the position because he's probably going to say legally overtook. But he's around wide. Cloudy! Oh, he's nearly off the track. He's all over the place in the wet conditions here. Absolutely all over the place. Was his last win in the race? Was his win in the last race a fluke? Or can he back it up again? But at the minute he looks like he's absolutely struggling at the minute in the wet conditions. But it looks like it is actually drying up. So we might see these guys on the tires for a long while. Might be like lap 7, lap 8 could come in. Don't know. We'll find out, but it's all still pretty close. Cliffy as well, sort of P7 into P6. So he's gained 1 position. Matt as well, biggest gainer so far, gained 5 positions for P12 up in the P7. Oh, and ahead as well, Wesker and Ripper Rick. Ripper Rick's doing very well. He's gained 2 positions at the start. Wesker's gained 3, so good drive as well from Wesker so far. But it's all still pretty close at the front. This is what I want. This is what I want to see every single race. Close battling like this. Everybody not too far spread out. Oh, Ripper. Bad exit. Wesker stays to the right hand side. But the speed of the Mercedes on the straight line should be enough for Ripper. Don't actually know because Wesker still got decent straight line speed. And he has passed Ripper Rick. So Ripper, he must have been in ERS mode 1, which is why Wesker managed to get past him. Jeb's good driving so far. We have Bernard Timo as well, or as he's known as race driver. Both going very well. Darren Sinclair at P12. Joe Corby must have had a bit of an incident as well because he's now down in 13th place. Didn't see that. Two of them still side by side. Race driver and Bert. Oh, and race driver still. Scuba's managed to pass Yarham, so I actually did miss that move. Or did I miss that move? I can't even remember. There's so much going on. Riperick now and Wesker still close behind. Yarham's pulling off a wee bit now for Scuba, so is Scuba going to just pull away now? Be interesting to see as Afri Frisch is now right behind Yarham. And Matt's now caught up to the back of Cliffy now. So Cliffy's not particularly loving these wet conditions. He is not liking them. Oh, but Matt gets a bit of a massive tank slapper at Scuba. That's the fastest lap of the race. Ripper Rick now still close behind Wesker. Spreading just a wee bit, but as I said, in the wet, especially around this track, it's very hard to overtake. We have seen a few overtakes, which is what I'm happy to see, but Cloudy Balloons picked up the first penalty of the race. 3-second penalty. And he's finding it very hard to get past Dark Bolt despite being in a faster car, so there you go, folks, there you go. And Damien now sets the fastest lap. Bubbles on a fresh set of inters, I probably think so. Wesker's closing on Offrey just a bit, but not too much. Ripper Rick is still the same gap behind. Matt and Cliffy are very close. Probably the closest battle on the track at the minute. Oh, Matt trying down the inside, couldn't make the move stick. It was very important to miss that bump on the inside, or sorry, the curb on the inside, because it will absolutely send you to Narnia and back. But there you go. And now Matt, is he going to get a good traction out of the corner? He has cut the corner just a wee bit. Cliffy's car's all over the place. As it's still all pretty close. Like, what's the gap as Darren Sinclair actually pits? So Darren Sinclair must have picked up wing damage. Yes, he has in the front left. Cliffy and Matt. Cliffy's trying to hang it on the outside. I'm on the wrong camera view. But Matt's had the backer because he's on the outside line. They're very close. Oh, it's side by side fighting between the two of them. I haven't really seen these two guys race much. Bit of wheel banging, but nothing major. Oh, it's good battling, it's good battling. Down the inside, Cliffy on the outside. Matt leaves him plenty of room. Good respect from Matt, good respect from Cliffy. They're still going, and Cliffy decides to back out of this one because two cars side by side to that corner, as I've seen numerous times, is not a good idea. Unless you have full trust in the driver ahead. But Dark Bolt now is right behind Cliffy. And is Cliffy going to lose another position in the background as well? Cloudy Balloons all over the show. Race driver as well, cut to the back of his teammates, so it's all still very, very close. Let's just see the gap between the leader and, I'd say, Bert down in 11th. See, it's only 9.3 seconds. These guys are not going to get 17 laps on the inters, so even if it does dry up as well, that's even better. But Jarhan pits. So Jarhan pits after 6 laps. If he's burned through these inters after 6 laps, there's no way in hell Jarhan's going to get 11, 12 laps out of the next set. Has he picked up wing damage? I will look here and see. He hasn't, so this is a scheduled pit stop, and Bert has done the same. So this is an interesting one now. Very interesting. I didn't expect that. I thought they could have went a lot longer. So if these guys are definitely pitting for a set inters, then it must be showing to me and for everybody else watching that it is not going to pick up. So it's probably going to be a intermediate race for the whole race. But Timo and Cloudy are close battling. There's going to be no team orders here at Red Bull. Let's hope they don't collide like Max Verstappen and Ricciardo did in Baku. That would not be a good idea. But Cloudy clearly doesn't like the wet conditions because he's not particularly driving very well. He's losing the back end everywhere. I don't think race drivers also liking them either. But we also have Ripper, Matt and Wesker. Still closely bunched. Wesker's still that second behind Offrey Frisch. Scuba's got a 5.3 second lead in the front. But I think he will pit probably to cover off Jarhan. As Wesker pits. So now we're seeing Matt what Matt can do. Scuba's pretty much got 75% ERS, which... As Joe Corby's left the session, so is Joe Corby lost connection? Or is he just rage quit? Oh, lovely. Game session no longer available. Oh, fantastic. Is PSN playing buggers now, boy? Says PSN's working fine, so I don't know what the hell's happening here. Maybe it's me he's been kicked out, I do not know. But I doubt it. See if I can get back into the session. No, I can't. The game session does not longer exist, so don't know what happened. Let me just see from the other guys. Has anybody else been kicked out? Right, well, pretty much have to sort everything out, so I don't know if there's going to be an all race, probably won't be, but I really don't know what's going on here. I'll just try. See if I can't join one more time, then I'll just leave it as it is. Someone can just send me the final. Can't get in, don't think it's going to let me in because I was the host of the session, so looks like it's going to probably just be called there, to be fair. Yeah, I'm just going to call it there. If they are still racing, then someone just send me a picture of the results and I'll do it afterwards, but that's going to be it. Hopefully you did enjoy of what it actually did show us, but if it was me that if it was just me that disconnected and I caused some of the people to think, I do apologise. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, next week chat to you.